We lost one.
We're going live.
The problems with going live, eh? Like you never know what's gonna happen. So yeah, I guess we're back with another week here. I don't even know what week we're on now. I just lost count altogether. It's probably still on two hands, but we'll see. So I guess today we've decided the topic's going to be about we got property dads as the title, but basically being investors and being fathers, and how we deal with that as such, and how we kind of negotiate and juggle all those different responsibilities. And I'm sure Callie's going to tell us all about tell everybody why we're here. So
yeah. Thanks, man. So hey, everybody, how you guys doing? Thanks for joining us, whether you're watching us live or a recording. Just to give you a heads up of how this show got started, or this little live started, is we all were, getting chastised for the lack of social media presence that we had, and we decided to, instead of trying it on our own, we figured, the forces are much stronger when you join together. So we decided to kind of JV, and this is what we're doing. So every week we go live at 3 o'clock, and we just talk about our journey in real estate and business and life. And thanks for tuning in. Make sure you put some comments in there to keep it interactive, because it helps us and it helps you as well. So yeah, I'm Cali. I'm in the GTA. This year I'm focusing a lot on flips, assignments. I have a flyer business where I'm helping people save a lot of money and getting their marketing material out there. So hey, Carly. So yeah, that's who I am, and everyone else, why don't you guys introduce yourselves? And I can't wait to talk about this topic. This is a good one.
I'll jump in. No, thanks for always introducing our team effort here. Alex Mustatea out of Hamilton, Ontario, I guess focusing on flips and duplex conversions in the GTA region. Multiple projects on the go and various partnerships, and growing as I go here.
Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I'm Brad Plume, and we got a bunch of stuff going on up in Grey and Bruce County. Some flips, some holds. Yep, we're always interested in connecting with people in regards to that. And like Callie said, here we are, four of us guys doing this, and still learning the ropes, but also still constantly learning the ropes of balancing family with real estate.
Balancing is right. I don't think it's learning the rope so much. It's just it's a constant learning process, right? And definitely, I am feeling the effects of juggling right now. I probably slept for 3 hours last night. The little one was up, so I'm juggling as much as I can. Running on very little sleep, still trying to make all my appointments and make all everything else, and get to this as well. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely a juggling act for sure. What kind of struggles do you notice with this, Callie?
Man, so yeah, this topic is a good one, man, because I think that quite often, at least for myself, it's rather personal, but I feel like we all may share the same sentiment, is that I get myself caught in the business, right? Because I'm so passionate about, trying to grow this thing, trying to be successful in what it is I'm doing. And you get in there, like you get in there deep, man. And it's like, sometimes I have to remind myself the reason why I'm doing it. The reason why I'm doing it so that I can have more time with the family and with the friends and, with the kids and my wife. But it's like, because they don't make enough noise, like the squeaky chain gets the grease or whatever, because they're not like hounding me like, Callie, come on. It's like, I just get caught up, and sometimes they fall to they become no longer the first priority, right? And I have to constantly have that conversation internally where I'm not just saying that they are the priority, but I have to actually show in action that they are the priority. So sometimes that requires me to like take a step back and, just turn off the phone. It's very hard to do, but I mean, one of the things I do is at supper time, I just turn the phone off, right? But yeah, for me, I mean, let's hear you guys, what you guys got to say, because we could talk about this for a while. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Well, it is, and I will jump here, but I do want to ask, and if everybody, I don't know, cares to mention, how many kids do you have, Cali? And like, what
3.
are their ages for the audience?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I have 3. I have a 9-year-old, I have a 6-year-old, and I have a soon to be 1 in a few days. Yeah. So we got
Nice.
All right. More for my wife, but yeah.
Let's clap for the wives.
Clap for all the wives.
Yeah, I like that one, man. Yeah, the wives for sure. This one, we should call this one for the wives. Yeah.
Well, so exactly to your point, very good topic, very interesting topic. I have a 3-year-old. I have a boy that's 3-year-old, and we're expecting in June. My wife is pregnant, so soon enough it'll be the second, and it's going to be a baby girl. So we know that already.
Congrats. Nice.
And I balance that very, very well by relying 100% on my wife. I like to think that I help when I can, and I try to be present as much as I can. But no, this this I would not be able to do this unless I had full buy-in from my wife, being as supportive as she is, to taking care of my son primarily right now, and especially at her stage in the pregnancy now, it's becoming that much more difficult. Just the other day, she was having trouble running after him. So that goes first. Second goes to my mother-in-law. And by the way, guys, she's watching this. I just saw her clap. Serian Zadine. She's in the
nice. Hello, mother-in-law.
So I will say hello. And then even my father and actually, I just got a message from my mom the other day saying that she's watching this quite a bit, and she mentions there that this is the one chance that she gets to see me more often, so she tunes in just to see me on this. So, yes, I've employed all resources on this and taken this on, and me moving into real estate full time and being away. I happen to be on one of the projects now, and I just kind of mentioned to my wife that I might be home late, so she's very supportive of that, as much as it can take a toll for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
That's awesome. How many? You've got 3 kids as well, too, eh, Brad?
Yeah. I got 3, a boy and 2 girls. We're only a couple months away from 8, 7, and 4, so. It's nice. It's definitely a busy time, but it's exciting. And talking about the business and the real estate end of things, it's been a fun experience with the kids, because they're always talking about it. They you may not think that they're paying attention to conversations that you and your spouse or other family or business partners are having, but they're constantly there. They're always listening, and it's fun. Like, they'll always be like, "Oh, Dad, where you at work right now?" And it's like, "Yeah, I'm at work right now." "Oh, are you working on building houses, or are you working on the ambulance?" So, yeah. But at the same time, I've recently come to learn that, as engaged as the kids are in it, you do have to remember you got to take that time to step back and kind of gut check yourself and go, okay, how much time am I actually committing to the reason that we're doing this, which is more time freedom and more family time and more time there. Like the other day when I would start talking about going to the houses or going to, work on some stuff, and my son, Owen was always like ready. "All right, let's go, Dad, let's go do this. Let's work on this." Right. And then the one day he said to me, he says, "Oh, Dad," he says, you really work on the houses a lot. Maybe you could be home tomorrow or something. And I was like, oh man, all right, I guess we got to remember that too, right?
That's got to hit home.
100%.
It's so easy when you dive deep into it and you're just like, go, go, go. And when you have an entrepreneurial mindset and you're just, that is, ultimately you feel like you haven't accomplished something if you haven't, like, if there isn't something tangible there that you're like, oh man, look at what I did today. Whereas, sometimes when you're just literally just sitting on the floor having a tea party or something like that, and you're just in your mind, you're thinking to yourself like, oh man, I got to do this, I got to do that. You got to remember, right? Forget about that, put that aside, be present for an hour, and then, let that relationship grow so that you don't end up in a situation where 5 years from now, you're like, awesome, I got the business going. And then you turn around and you go, wow, my kids are so old now.
Yeah. And to add to that, before you jump in, Shawn, is so many people, actually, these even are opportunities for us in the business, but there's so many like investors or people who focus on their business to the point that they do it for their kids, but their kids get older and they don't want anything to do with it because they actually they almost regret the fact that their parents took out that much time to build on that, project or that investment portfolio. My face froze. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. It just these are even opportunities like we come across this sometimes when you're, dealing directly with sellers. They're selling the property because their kids want nothing to do with it, right? They regret the fact that their parents were spending all this time, on the business and they weren't spending time with them, right? So, I mean, this is something that we early on in our careers have to remember and recognize and make sure that we, pay attention and don't let that happen to us, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be done better. But I'm also going to mention that at that time I wasn't a father, but I've been through a career that had me away from home for longer periods of time, had me under a lot more stress at times. And so I wouldn't want to do that again. But if I'm going to be absent, it might as well be to follow a dream as opposed to a job. That's how I see it. 100%. That's another way how I see it.
Yeah.
Shawn, go ahead. Sorry, Shawn, we kind of jumped in, but we didn't hear your story.
Shawn he's not on my screen anymore, so I think he...
Oh boy, I hope we
got kicked out or something.
So I hope we're still live because the clock hasn't moved either.
Oh!
Yeah, it's still moving on my end, so...
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, okay.
So bear with us with the technical
hopefully I'm not the
difficulties.
host anymore because I don't know what to do.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, so until Shawn gets back, let's talk about this, right? Alex, you made a great point. I had a very similar situation. I was traveling away, 2 weeks at a time. So half the year I was gone from the family, right? And my whole purpose of like going really hard actively in real estate this year was so that I could be home every night. And I'm ecstatic to be home every night. You know what I mean? I just find that sometimes, and I think that with the cultural like norms or evolution is that we're almost expected now. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but maybe 50 years ago, it was the norm for a man to go out and, go make the bread, be the bread earner, be away from the house, whatever he had to do. But I feel like today, in this day and age, we're almost expected to be more involved with the family. And myself personally, I want to be more involved with the family, right? So it's like, I think we're never satisfied. We're always wanting what we don't have. And it is, again, the big word, the balance, right? What is that balance? What does that look like? How do we accomplish that?
Well, and on the one hand is wanting or being expected to be home more, but on the other is not to undermine your spouse's career dreams or whatever. Like, my wife is very supportive of what I'm trying to do, but she has her own expectations as well. As it happens, her being pregnant and eventually going on maternity leave will probably just mean that she is going to be more inclined and taking care of the kids for the foreseeable future. But afterwards, she has a
Right.
career that she wants to pursue as well. So I don't expect what I'm doing to come at the cost of her dreams. I think that just makes sense. And then
Right.
unless Shawn has jumped in, I was gonna put you on a spot a little bit, Cali, and I hope you don't mind me bringing this up, but you have a very,
Sure.
I think, a very cool story about your lottery ticket. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Oh, all right. Yeah, man, this is a good opportunity here. So I guess you're referring to like how I made the exit, right? How
The
I
exit,
broke
yeah,
it to the family.
that's right, your
Right.
lottery day.
For sure, for sure. I'll just go real quickly here. So basically, anybody who doesn't know, as I mentioned, I used to work in northern Alberta as a steam fitter, pipe fitter. I was working out there every 2 weeks, like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. I travel from Ontario to Alberta and leave the family and, be working 14 hours a day, 14 days, 12 hours a day. And then I would come home, and I did that for about 10 years. And I was always looking for a way out, right? So I knew real estate would be my way out. And this year, when I invested in 2020, when I invested in myself and got some mentorship and coaching and elevated my mindset, I realized that I didn't necessarily have to continue doing that. So my wife and I had conversations about how this was going to look, when was going to be the right time for me to stay home. And what ended up happening was, thankfully, because she is a stay-at-home mom, when we had our last child, I was able to apply and qualify for the parental leave. But this was months later with the COVID happening and, our older two kids staying home. We were like, or in my mind, I was like, okay, this wasn't the plan for me to have 3 kids and COVID's going on, and here I am traveling back and forth. How do I, make this work where I can stay at home? So I went and I got the parental leave, but I didn't tell my wife because I wanted to surprise them. So every now and then, whenever I'd buy a lottery ticket, not religiously, but every now and then I'd buy, if there's a big draw, 50 million, 60 million, I'd fold it up, put it in my wallet, forget about it. And I get to the airport, and I wanted to have that experience of checking the ticket when I got to the airport in Toronto and being able to turn around and not have to go to work. So that never happened, by the way. So what I did is I said, okay, I'm going to keep this a secret. I'm not going to tell my wife. I'm not going to tell my kids that I've got the leave of absence and I'm okay to come home and stay home and build the business and help out more at home. So what I did was I came home for the 2 weeks as I normally did. I, in the morning before going to work, the night before going to work, I packed my bags. I shaved because we had to be clean shaven. I, said my last few words to the kids before they went to bed, had the talk that I always had with them before going away for 2 weeks. And in the morning, I got my wife to drive me to the airport. So we get to the airport, and I got out and I, gave everyone a hug and kiss. I went inside the airport and I called my wife immediately before she left. And I said, hey, pull over 1 second. And this was on speakerphone, Bluetooth. So I said, I called to my oldest daughter, and I said, tell her to look underneath her floor mat because there's something there for her. So she pulled up the floor mat, and there was a letter that I left. And the letter was something to the tune of, hey, pull over, stop. I'm not going back. Come get me. Dreams can and will come true. And so my daughter is reading this out, and I'm listening on the phone, and she read like one line, and she's like, what is this? Right? So then my wife was like, huh, what's going on? And then I could hear this all on the phone. And then my wife grabbed the letter, and she's like, come get, and she didn't even finish it. So here I am coming back to the car, But because it was COVID, it kind of messed things up because there was like only one way in and one way out of the airport. So I had to run back, and finally I got outside, and we were about 100 yards away, 50, 75 yards away from each other. And we, ran up to each other, and, everyone was like, they were asking, like, what's going on? They were excited, laughing, almost crying. And, we just embraced. And I said, yeah, this is it. This is it. I'm not going back. They're like, what? And then that's when the tears and the happiness happened. And we ended up going out for breakfast after that. And, yeah, man, it gets me moving every time I tell the story. But for me, that was my lottery ticket, right? That was my winning the lottery. Like that was my one of the most exciting moments of my life, to be able to have that power to control my own destiny and to like make my family that happy. So that's my my lottery ticket story, man. So thanks for asking, Alex. Good.
That's an awesome way of doing it, man. I hope you don't mind me just bringing it up out of nowhere here. We didn't plan that, but I've heard Callie tell me that before, and I just thought it was definitely suited for today's topic. So I hope you don't mind, Callie.
Not at all, man. Not at all. I actually, what I was thinking when I did it the way I did is I wanted it to be special, right? Because for the longest time, like Brad was mentioning, his kids will say like, hey, like, you're spending a lot of time on the house. Do you have time to play with us, right? And I remember, my kids years ago, they would say the same type of thing to me, like, do you have to go to work? And I'd be like, yeah, well, I have, this is how we have our house, and we have clothes, and we have food. And I remember my oldest daughter, she was like 6. She's like, but we already have a house, we already have food, we already have clothes, right? So they just didn't get it, you know what I mean? But I wanted to do something that was going to be impactful and memorable. I wanted them to remember the moment. So I tried to make it something that was going to be very special, that I could remember and that they could remember for a lifetime, because it was a big deal, right? I mean, yeah, it was awesome, man. I'm glad I did it I'm glad it happened the way it happened.
That's awesome, Callie. I love that story. I still remember, like, because you and I were actually having we were talking kind of regularly at this point too, and you told me, like, just whenever we're on the phone, make sure you don't bring it up, because I haven't told them yet. You're super excited. You might want to tell your wife she's going to have some competition here. Fernando is saying he thinks he's fallen in love with you. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I had a bit of technical difficulties there. I went to adjust my camera, and the cord came right out of the back of my monitor and just cut me right off. So, glad to be back. We're going live. Anything can happen now, right?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, so
Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Tell us, Sean, about your story. Yeah.
Oh, well, my story's kind of similar to yours in a way, I guess. I didn't get to do anything quite as exciting as you did, but of course, I'm a father of 4. I have 3 girls and a boy, and they're from 16. Well, oldest is 16, then 12, then 6, and 4. So big age gap difference and a lot of structure. And obviously, we're a blended family as well too. So a lot of intricacies in that whole ordeal, right? I am also glad that Alex said what he said, because I'm 100% on that as well. I rely very, very heavily on Carly to deal with a lot of that, and her support is what allows me to even do all this. So I'm glad I'm not alone there. But yeah, my story was that, I was working out west as well, working on the oil field, and, constantly going away, and had to deal with the whole same scenario. Like every couple of weeks you're leaving, dealing with about to go get on a plane, and like that feeling was just terrible. It was difficult to do that. And I'm sure anybody else that has done it knows what it's all about. Those plane rides and stuff are not a happy time, right? It's when you're coming home, it's okay, but when you're leaving, it's the kids can be pretty hard. You know what I mean? It's hard on them, of course, right? So, but anyway, so this whole COVID thing happened, and we had started doing some investing and all that, and things started picking up with investing. So my job basically shut down because of COVID, and the fact that we were involved in this mastermind and we started doing deals and stuff like that just allowed for me to not have to go back. So, I mean, it's just been great ever since. And I mean, I'm sure the rest of you can vouch that it's much better to be at home and doing this stuff than, trying to do it from working away. And I mean, being a father and doing all this is interesting, and I'm very much enjoying my life now. And we were discussing earlier on how it's important to be intentional with spending time with your kids and stuff like that, and I agree with that as well. But I think I still struggle with it because so much of my mentality is like work, and it was like that for so many years. To now be back in the home and trying to kind of integrate almost, because Carly's got so much of the stuff that she does already. And I feel like sometimes me being there is almost stepping on her toes a bit because she's already got her whole process in play, right? So what do you think about that, Callie? Because I know that you're kind of the same deal. I don't know if you guys
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, we went through that even when I was at work and come home for 2 weeks, and it felt like sometimes like I was a visitor the first few days. You know what I mean? I would open one cupboard and I'd be like, "Hey, where's the cups?" Or "Where's the," you know what I mean? They would open up the wrong cupboard, right? Like looking for cups, and I get faced with snacks, or vice versa. But yeah, even for a while there, I think they get into their groove, right? And then we do sometimes get in the way. So then that's kind of, I almost like that, because it's like, okay, it's okay for me to be back here. This is your territory. I'm not going to intervene. I'll help out. I'll offer if I can, but yeah, man, I mean, you guys, Brad and Alex, what do you guys experience that at all at home? Or
I think that if my wife was here, she would say that there's value in knowing when you should be away.
Right.
Yeah. I think Carly would vouch for that as well.
Yeah, potentially Kirsten feels a bit the same way, because with working nights and 12-hour shifts, there's a lot of times where she's just the sole person doing everything, right? So,
well, after a long day, and if I come home and I'll play with my son and I'll kind of rile him up, I'll get him more excited. And then she looks at me, she's like, "Why are you back this early?" Like, no, this was not what I had. So it's not helping. Yeah. And I was going to touch this one other thing with regard, like some of the things that hit home is my wife will tell my son that Daddy's going to work. Is Daddy going to work on Daddy house? Well, that might sound funny, but like, I wouldn't want him growing up to think that Daddy has a different house that he needs to be at. So it's just, sometimes that kind of.
It's funny that you say that, Alex, because that was always the conversation with Allison, our youngest. She would always be making comments whenever we'd be out somewhere, and she'd be like, "Oh, oh, where's your dad? Oh, he's just at his house right now." Yeah, it's like it's a rental property. He's there working on it.
Yeah, we're not separating.
Yeah. Do you guys ever think of like involving the kids at all in any of what you do, or has that ever been a thing for anybody here? Silence. Okay.
Waiting for the next person to talk.
Oh yeah, like yeah. I've thought about it, but at this point, like the older girls that are old enough to actually kind of do anything that would be of any real like value other than just having the kids tag along, they just don't want to. They're not interested yet. I think in the next few years, once they hit the job market and see what's out there, they might be a lot more interested in what I'm doing then. But until then, like I tried to have a couple of them just kind of see what I'm doing, at least kind of explain it to them, and just no interest whatsoever, right? So yeah,
the second that my son can swing the hammer, he's gonna be my new demo crew. But But right now he's just busy doing demo at my own house when he's throwing toys at the wall.
That's right.
Yeah, they're good at that for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I got about 4 spots that I got to patch up that my wife is not very impressed that they still haven't been patched up, and it's all him throwing like a lit car and scratching the hell out of the walls or whatever.
Oh yeah, well, and I mean, like at that age, like younger kids, they don't even think anything of it. Like we remodeled a room, and it ended up being the kids' toy room, and it's, you know, I pretty much could go right back in through there and fully repaint and fully redo all the molding and like everything. So yeah, it's a good time for, you know, having kids. They definitely, I can see why some landlords don't accept children. That's for sure.
No, but on that note, like, you know, I was heavily involved. My parents, so I mean, going back, I guess, being from Romania and being 14 when we came here, my parents had businesses in Romania. And it wasn't, I don't know if it was like a calculated, well, I'm going to groom him so that he can be a business owner, as much as I was just exposed to it and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed taking on any responsibilities they could give me. And I saw a lot of value in that. So I would want to do the same for my son, or, you know, moving forward. I think there's great value in just understanding. I don't know if things have changed in the schooling system now, but understanding how money works, I think more importantly, not, you know,
Yeah,
I don't know, hands-on skills, money.
for sure. Like how to use credit and what credit's about, right? Like, I think that's super important. And I mean, I know that I wish that I would have known more. Like, I mean, I felt, you know, getting into this, like felt like I was very far behind, like with everybody, you know what I mean? Because, you know, especially being over here in New Brunswick, and most of you guys are all in Ontario, it's ended up being a lot of learn yourself and kind of do yourself. You know what I mean? I'm very thankful that, you know, we at least had, there's at least one other member here of council that's involved here in New Brunswick. But I mean, I feel like a lot of it was me trying to catch up to kind of everybody else and kind of figure out how all this stuff worked, because there probably are people that know these strategies here, but I didn't know any of them. So I was very, very thankful to find Cashflow Tribe.
Is the algebra a little different in New Brunswick there, Shawn?
No. The algebra is not different, but it's the same thing. Like, if you were never taught something, like you don't know what you don't know. Like,
I had to, man. I had to.
And like that's one of the best phrases that I've ever heard, really, because it's you can walk around oblivious and completely ignorant to something and not even know that you don't know it. Like, not even know that information's there until it's opened up to you, right? And it's amazing. It's amazing the things that you can do that I never knew that I could do.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's an awesome feeling, man.
It is. It's amazing. Like, I mean, and it's just like you were saying too with your story earlier, like being able to take that control over your life is just, it's an amazing, amazing feeling, right? And like just being able to, and I don't think I could have done that if I wouldn't have learned the things that I've learned in the last year. Like, and you know, so I'm extremely and eternally grateful for you know, the group that we're involved in, right? I think it's amazing. And I think that anybody here watching, if they're not already a part of it, then they should definitely try to get in touch with somebody with cashflowtribe.com. Check it out, and just that's the best intro that I can give you, and go from there. But
definitely lots of value. Lots of value there, for sure.
Looks like we're pretty much at the end of time here. We're just over half an hour now. So does everybody want to kind of do their little outro and introduce themselves and let people know how they can get in touch with you?
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, I'll take the bull by the horns here. So hey, thanks for listening. Again, whether it's live or recorded, we really appreciate this. It helps us tremendously. But most of all, I hope that we've also helped you for, you know, whatever value we can add. Again, I'm Cali Braithwaite. I'm out of the GTA. I'm focusing this year primarily on flips and assignments, but I'm also still building a portfolio of long-term buy and holds. And if you ever want to reach out to me, you can contact me at the number on the screen, our Instagram, and discuss some of the deals I'm working on, and we can see if there's a fit. But yeah, again, appreciate for checking it out, and look forward to seeing you again next week. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, I'll jump in. So Alex Nstatea, again, based out of Hamilton, Ontario, but I got projects primarily in the GTA and some even moving into southwestern Ontario with the focus on flips and conversion projects. It's interesting because we've actually, and I'll share this, we've sort of all been challenged to put out more content there. So I very much intend on focusing on, let's say, some of the technical aspects of renovations and the conversions. And I'm almost thinking of doing a bit of a spin, doing it the right way versus sometimes against code, or not against code, but just because it's on code doesn't necessarily mean it's the right way. So keep an eye out for that. You can definitely reach me at my phone number there, as well as Instagram or Facebook, alexandru.nstatea. Yeah, always open to share my experiences. And if, there's an opportunity for partnership, joint ventures, I'm all for that as well.
Nice.
Brad?
Yeah, I'm Brad Plume. We're focusing right now in Gray and Bruce County. Great area. We got a few flips on the go. We got a few properties that are holds right now for us as well. So if there's anybody who's interested in that area or just wants to learn more about it and see what's going on up around here, hit me up, 519-379-7911 and brad.plume on Instagram. Great having you guys on the show.
And so again, I'm Shawn Gunther as well, and I'm here in Moncton, New Brunswick, and we are we're focusing on wholesaling and looking for team members to join the team. And so anybody who's looking to invest here or looking to sell or buy, definitely give me a shout out, and I can of course be reached at the number on the bottom of the screen, 506-800-4289, or on Instagram at ShawnTG123 at gmail.com, or just ShawnTG123. That's also one of my email addresses too, so kind of messes me up. I'm so used to just saying it. So we're just gonna sign off for this week, and hope everybody out there has a great week. And if you feel free to reach out to any one of us. I'm sure any of us would love to chat and connect with you. So definitely. So see you next week.
Thanks, guys.